Lori D.
Hey, my name's Lori. I run Cancer Cluster Army, North Carolina. I lost my son to testicular cancer in 2021. He had gotten cancer in 2018. He had grown up in Mooresville. A year after that, we learned that there was a contaminated coal fire plant on Lake Norman and that they had used coal ash all throughout town as dirt. And I'd originally planned to speak on the coal ash and the radiation and how it's, affecting the thyroid cancer high rates and breast with women and the blood, colon, and testicular with men. But then I saw y'all's agenda for tonight, and some of it actually bothered me. Y'all have a proclamation to the Constitution. You want to do suicide awareness and then $100,000 to pay for a birthday party for the town. But in 2019, the Ferguson Group gave you guys a proposal for an environmental study on the 10 biggest coal ash structural fields in Mooresville, like the Tudor Time. If you go out there and walk around the Tudor Time and look at the playground, you're going to see gray and black in that grass, not Carolina clay, because there's 100,000 tons of coal ash out there, and that site's never even had an inspection. You need that environmental study, and I think the people that were here 150 years ago would much rather see their descendants protected with these environmental studies that would have cost, it was $300,000, and I got turned down. 1/3 of this party you're throwing. I think that should happen, not to mention upgrades to reverse osmosis. In Montana, the state just lost a constitutional lawsuit on the coal fire plants because they ruled that the state and the local politicians have the duty to protect their citizens from that coal ash and the waste from those coal fire plants. Yet that has not happened here. There are still no warning signs. Nothing, absolutely nothing. The scientists that were here a few years ago weren't even allowed onto the plant or the structural field sites. You want to talk about depression and suicide, watch your child go through surgeries and get pumped full of chemo and die in your arms. Never be able to talk to your child again or hear the laughter. That's depression and suicide, okay? And there's constitutional issues here in Mooresville because y'all been actively trying to hide it. I've seen the emails where it says, oh, don't mention cancer and coal ash together. Y'all held a coal ash cancer cluster meeting for realtors. That's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. I saw where they were saying, oh, don't mention Lake Norman High School and the coal ash beside it in the same, context. It's actively being hidden. Something's got to happen because, every month I hear of new victims out there. It's ridiculous. Oh, yeah, and the Tire Masters coal ash sinkhole's been sitting open for 3 years was just handed over to the EPA. Coal ash toxins are in the creek. They're going over there, going to cause more victims.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, Chair will call the meeting to order.